What up, YouTube? So today we have another deck breakdown. Today I'm gonna be talking about Hog Firecracker, Hog Earthquake, the one that you know and love. So let's just get straight into it. As you can see, this is the most popular variation of the deck that I have on my screen so far. We have both the Evo Cannon and Evo Firecracker with the Mighty Miner. And you guys know the rest. Now this deck actually has a lot of variations. You can swap out the Evo Cannon for Evo Tesla. You can swap out the Lock for Bark Barrel. You can even swap out Electric Spirit, Ice Spirit. But this is the most popular variation, so that's why I'm gonna be talking about this specific deck today. As usual, we have our main roles. We have the Hawk Rider, which is our main win condition. And the Evo Firecracker is basically our secondary win condition as well as our air defense. As you can see in our deck, especially with the cannon, we don't actually have a lot of air defense besides the Firecracker. And this is worse than 2.9 Balloon because the Musketeer actually can provide decent air value with a good building, but the Firecracker doesn't have enough DPS, as the Musketeer is also more spell prone, like it dies to arrows, it dies to fireball, it dies to vines, compared to the Musketeer, which you have to spend a lightning or a poison. But basically the Musketeer is more spell resistant than the Firecracker. We have the same usual cycle cards with the Skellies and Electric Spirit. The reason why this deck prefers running Electric Spirit is because you don't mind. Because you already have the Firecracker in the deck, the opponent's bound to get a King activation at some point, and if they're gonna get the King activation anyway, I might as well run the Electric Spirit, which is better than the Ice Spirit. Evo Cannon is preferred just for the cheaper cycle, but you can also run Tesla. It's not a bad option here, especially with the Evo Cannon nerf recently. The Evo Tesla is pretty strong right now, so you could go with that variation if you want to. And for our spells, we have Earthquake, which is necessary for the cycle as well as taking care of buildings. Now you might wonder why this deck runs Earthquake specifically compared to the 2.6, which runs Fireball. And the answer to that, honestly, I don't really know. You could probably run this deck with Fireball as well, but I guess the Earthquake is... I guess the main point of this deck is that you want to cheap as quickly as possible, and compared to the Ice Golem in 2.6, you actually have a ground tank as well as a tank killer, which is in the form of the Mighty Miner. So yeah. Alright, so these are the key matchups as of recent, which I looked up in Royal API. It's strong against Hyperbait, it's strong against X-Bow because of the Earthquake, and it's strong against the Mortar Bait, which is really popular right now as well. So yeah, having the Earthquake is really nice in these matchups. And it's weak against the Archer Queen Hawk variation, just because this deck doesn't really have the best responses for Royal Hawks, even with the cannon. And Firecracker is not that good, especially when they have an Earthquake of their own. It's also weak against 2.9 Balloon, as I mentioned earlier. This deck doesn't really have the best air defense, so you don't have enough DPS to kill the Balloon, especially with a cannon. The Balloon's bound to get one shot if it's tanked for, basically. It's really hard. And we also have the Royal Hawk Piggies Lightning deck, which is... I also showed you guys yesterday. This deck is also quite strong right now. So yeah, that's it for the matchups. This is the SWOT analysis. Yesterday I went on for way too long, so I'm just gonna keep it short right now. This deck can win almost any matchup, as if it's... Basically, this key strength is also true for most cycle decks, which have buildings. It's also decent to level up because you can actually swap out the Mighty Miner for Knight if you want to, especially the Hero Knight, which is really good right now. And there's a lot of variations, as I mentioned before. You can swap out the Cannon for Tesla, you can swap out the Mighty Miner for Hero Knight, you can even swap out the Lock for Bark Barrel. Like, you can play a lot with this deck, basically. And inside the game, you have a cheap cycle, strong defense, and also annoying because if the opponent doesn't really have a good way to kill the Firecrackers, the Firecracker always gets so much value. And it's really annoying for them to defend a Hawk Firecracker push. Basically always guaranteed damage on tower. Especially with the Earthquake, you can just Earthquake the building away. So yeah. And the weaknesses of this game, it can be really polarizing against air decks. You might not be able to do anything. You have to cycle Firecrackers, but that might not be enough, especially if they have any spells to kill the Firecrackers. So yeah. And also, if you go up against Beatdown with the Earthquake, it doesn't really help that much. So you have to play really good defense. It's really hard to defend with this deck. That's why I also put in hard to play. And of course, as usual, levels matter. If your log is under leveled, it's not gonna kill dark goblins and princesses. If your firecracker's under leveled, it might die to log as well. Although 2 levels below, so it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Ice Spirit also wouldn't connect to tower if it's under leveled. Besides that, it's not too bad though. And inside the game, as I mentioned before, you don't have a strong big spell. Your big spell is the Earthquake, which is your main source of damage, Tower Chip, and to destroy buildings. But for example, if they have Executioners, Wizards, you don't really have any good response to it. Evil Witch is gonna be a big issue for this deck as well. You have terrible air defense, you only have the Firecracker. If you have the Tesla, it might be a bit better. And this deck also lacks DPS. That's probably true for most cycle decks. But that's the point of the deck, you just cycle as quickly as possible to your win conditions and defend cheaply. The opportunities, as I showed you before, it matches up really well in the current meta actually, because a lot of the current meta has, as I showed you before, the Hyperbait. It's gonna get nerfed though really soon, so it might not be too good in the current meta. We'll see though. And there's a lot of guides for this deck, especially from like Riley, Ian. You can watch all of those if you want to. I would recommend Ian. There's not a dedicated content creator as with the 2.9 balloon with Fan, but Ian used to main this deck only and only post this video about this deck, but he's more versatile right now, so there's not a lot of recent videos of him playing Hockey Q. And for threats, we have meta shifts. For example, when Vines got released, this deck kind of suffered because Firecracker died to Vines. Firecracker also got nerfs. Like, it's just meta shifts because this deck is a bit polarizing for a cycle deck. And this is the deck rating. I rated at attack 7 because you actually have really good attack with the Hog Firecracker that costs 7 elixir and it exerts a lot of pressure, especially if the opponent doesn't have the proper responses to it. Defense is quite strong as well. I put it at a 7. It is a bit weak defensively, but with the Mighty Miner and Firecracker, with the cannon is actually really solid as well. Really solid defense. Outplay potential, same as 2.9 balloon, I put it at 8. And credibility, because this deck is actually one of the more hated cycle decks, just because of the Firecracker being like one of the most hated cards in the game, it doesn't have as high as credibility as the 2.9 balloon. It's still high regardless though. And that's about it for the show. And now we're gonna get into the games. Alright, I'm back with the games now. Let's just get straight into it. This is the deck I showed you earlier. And we're gonna be trying it out in a classic challenge because I don't have Evil Firecracker. Alright, up against Nocturax. So with this deck, you want to cycle Hawk Rider first play is always ideal. Skelly's the Miner. I'm gonna wait it for it to lock so that I mitigate as much damage as possible. Prince is gonna be annoying. Prince and Miner actually have no idea what this deck is. We can just go for the Cannon, Electro Spirit to reset the Prince as well. I'm gonna ability here. Oh, how did that Prince charge from there? See how it gets a bit awkward here to defend against the Hero Musk especially. Holy shit, so much value from the Hero Musk. Yeah, I made a bad play there. Probably the better play was to let the Skelly Dragon connect. I mean the Skelly Barrel connect and then lock everything. But I tried to cycle to my Evil Cannon and I got punished for it because I spent way too much elixir. And I was not expecting him to have Prince, Miner, Musketeer. I have no idea what this deck could be. Okay, I'll just go for the Electro Spirit to cycle here. I'll go for the Cannon in front here. That should fully defend the drill. Yep, nice. I don't know how that got a hit, but whatever, I guess. Fuck you. Let's go for the Mighty Miner at the back. I'm not sure if I want to go same lane yet. So, might as well just go same lane for now. So he has Fireball. Okay, I'm not gonna go same lane then. Okay. Let's go for the Hawk Rider now. I don't think he's back to Bomb Tower yet. Okay, he's back now. After the Musketeer. I'll just cycle my Earthquake there. I know my Hawk's not gonna get a hit. It's fine. Okay, let's go for the Cannon here. Mighty Miner. Oh my god, Hero Musk is the most broken thing ever. Okay, let's go for the Hawk Rider now. He's not back to Yeah. He wasn't back to his thingy yet, that's why. Maybe if I could save my... Nope. It's 2 fireballs away. I have to go really aggressive. Let's go for the log here. Okay. It's not looking good, guys. I think we're gonna lose our first game here. Because he got the Hero Musketeer lock early. So annoying. Hope he fireballs that. I didn't want to put the Hawk Rider down. That's so annoying. I think it's only a fireball away. I don't actually know how much fireball does. Probably like 200 something, right? Okay, I just lagged out for... to be honest, the lag doesn't really matter there. So yeah, as you can see, it's not as easy as one might think there. What I could have done better was probably not taking so much damage early. It's so bad, like, just taking so much damage early is really bad. Let's go for the Hog Rider again here. Hopefully I can show you a good game this time. Okay, let's go for the cannon here. I was expecting him, the mortar, to get a hit there. Okay, he failed the king activation. I don't even think that was gonna activate king. But I'm not sure. I digress. Okay, I think I'll cycle my Mire here instead of Skellies. Just because I feel like mortar decks can't really punish this. Wait, this is the deck that I showed you that we have a good matchup against, so... Let's see if it's really a good matchup. Let's activate our ability here just to... Ooh, really good ability actually. He doesn't have anything for Mighty Mire now. Had to lock that. They're really nice for us. Okay, we got a lot of damage there on the right and left. Okay, let's cycle and Electro Spirit the back. And I'm gonna go for the Mire the bridge low-key. I don't think he has anything for this besides Knight, right? Wait, why does he have a Dart Goblin? I was not expecting Dart there. Let's go for the cannon here instead of our Earthquake. Just because I felt like the Earthquake wasn't gonna do anything. And I want to cycle to my Evo. He failed his king activation again. Okay, we're not against the best opponent here. I'm not gonna lie. I'll just let it connect and go for an E-Spirit. Gonna get a lot of damage from him though. Okay, let's go for the Mighty Miner. The bridge ability quickly. Let's lock this. And we're gonna get a lot of damage on the right. He's gonna fireball my Firecracker 100 billion%, right? What is this guy doing? Okay, let's just cannon here. Nice. And we can even go for the Hawk Rider Earthquake here because he's gonna mortar. Let's go for the log as well. I kind of missed my log. I don't know why I'm lagging here, guys. Like, oh my god, this is annoying. But yeah, you can see how polarizing this deck's matchup is. I'm actually just gonna cannon like this, low-key. No point in being risky. And 2 more Earthquakes should win us the game, but I'll go for a Hawk Earthquake here. After that connects, I can go for my Firecracker. Alright, and this should be game. Jeez. Nice win, guys. Let's go. He doesn't have his mortar yet. My god, bruh, you're so annoying. I'm lagging. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not using my fucking ass Wi-Fi for this. Alright, so this is our third game, guys. This is our third game of the video. Let's try to win. Okay, Skellies for the wall breakers. That should full counter, but okay, nice, yeah, it did full counter. Wall breakers, okay, this might be the Hypno deck. It also, yeah, it is the Hypno deck. Might as well cycle cannons then, if it is. I'm pretty sure this deck doesn't have any buildings, so... Oh my god, that activate King? Crazy. Okay. Him not having any building should be good for us though. Let's Kelly's to pull this back. Mighty Miner for the dart. I'll just ability whatever he puts down. Never mind. Okay, we can cycle a cannon for this. I don't mind. Then we can even Hawk Rider with our Mighty Miner. Let's go for an E-Spread as well. Alright. Let's go for the lock here. I don't think he's playing this the best, honestly. He should have went for the trick barrel, like on the opposite lane, just so I couldn't lock everything. But I digress. Okay, let's go for a Firecracker in the back. I'm pretty sure this deck doesn't have any. Okay, I'm gonna do display low-key. Because he doesn't have a building, so a speed up Mighty Mire with a Hawk Rider behind is gonna be pretty annoying for this guy. Okay, even if we didn't get the ability off, it doesn't really matter. Ooh, good ability. I don't mind letting a wall breaker connect, doesn't really matter to me. I kind of forgot that he had a vines, but it's fine, I guess. Yeah, he vines there. He should get one hit as well, unless he does that. Okay, let's do this. I don't mind him vinesing that. Kind of a bad lock, it's fine though, I guess. Oh, he's going opposite lane, that was not expected. Kind of a bad cannon placement as well. It's because of this thing, guys, like, this thing is so annoying, I can't play well with it. We should win here though. Yeah, this deck's really good against Hyperbait. Like, the E-Spirit's really nice. The cannon's really nice. The Firecracker is also really nice. Even though he has vines, it's still really nice. Let's Earthquake here because it's gonna slow everything down, so my Firecracker's gonna get a shot on the tower. Nice, guys. Alright! That's gonna be it for today's video. Rare editing, totally because my internet died, not because I lost the game embarrassingly. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!